I have a bit of an accent. I should explain that. I was born and raised in Kampala, Uganda. It's in East Africa. For those of you who don't go to school. When you're African, you have to put up with people making fun of you. People saying outlandish things all the time. I was talking to a girl recently at a party in the middle of our conversation, like, African guys are creepy. I'm like, you can't say that. You can't put all of us in the same boat again. You can't. What? It's too soon? Oh, it's too soon, okay. But there's things, as a black African immigrant, there's things that I can't do that most of you do on a daily basis and don't even think about it. And I'll give you the perfect example. I was driving around with two friends of mine. They happened to be two white gentlemen. One of them was driving, one of them was in the front passenger seat. I was in the back seat because apparently it wasn't Black History Month. And we get pulled over by the police. A cop pulls us over, walks over to the driver's side, and he asks my friend for his paperwork, license, registration, all that good stuff, right? My friend hands it over. The cop walks back to his car, and I start freaking out. I'm not driving, it's not my car, I've done nothing wrong, but I grew up in East Africa. I have a healthy fear of any sort of authority, especially the police. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to get my own paperwork in order. I have my passport on me, I have my driver's license. I'm emailing and texting my mom in Uganda. I'm like, wake up! Find a copy of my birth certificate, take a picture of it, email it back to me ASAP, man down, okay? But as I'm freaking out, the cop walks back to the car, but this time he goes to the passenger side, and he asks my friend in the front, he goes, excuse me, sir, can I get some ID from you? And without missing a beat, my friend was like, no! I was like, we're dead. We are dead. Oh, this is how it ends. This is it. But my friend doesn't stop there. He goes, officer, I've done nothing wrong. You need probable cause. Ask me for identification. I'm not a criminal. You have nothing. So no. And the cop was like, okay, what is happening right now? What is this magic? I'm still freaking out, so the cop leans in, sees me in the back seat, and goes, excuse me, sir, can I get some ID from you? I was like, no! Because you need probability and criminology, and you have nothing, so no! And he was like, really? I'm like, no, I'm joking, here's my passport. Here's my driver's license. If you give me your email address, my mom is gonna send us a copy of my birth certificate. I live in Toronto and I use the subway to get around because I'm successful. And that's not the joke. Anyways, I was going home at 1:30 in the morning. For those of you who are not familiar, at 1:30 in the morning, it's very quiet on the train because it's about to shut down. I walk onto my train and it's pretty much empty except for one middle-aged white man passed out sleeping. And I felt bad. I'm like, this guy's either missed his stop or is about to miss his stop. I need to go wake him up, ask him to pay attention so he can get home safe to his family. Then I remembered, you don't just walk up to strangers and get all up in their business. So I came up with the next best thing. I went and sat next to him, and I nudged him as I did. And he woke up, and he stayed awake. Because as all of you know, there's nothing scarier than a big black guy sitting next to you at 1:30 in the morning on an otherwise empty train. Oh, I know this because I've been on the train at 1 in the morning and a big black guy sat opposite me and I was shitting my pants the entire time. And that was my reflection. That was just my reflection. It was a strange day. But I'm trying to fight for the good fight. I try and fight for the good fight. I've been lucky enough to be given a microphone, so I'll try and fight for equality. But I feel like some people who get it all wrong. There's a campaign right now to make sure that the next James Bond is black. There's a campaign saying, listen, we need a black British actor to play James Bond, okay? Iconic character, yes, cannot be played by a black guy. We should not have a black James Bond, because that would be the shortest movie ever. You cannot have a black super spy. You know why? Because anytime a black man walks into the room, people are immediately suspicious. They're like, who's the black guy who just walked in? You need to find out everything about him. Your cover story will last about 10 seconds. Okay? You can't even show up in certain places. You can't be in North Korea with the North Koreans wondering, oh my goodness, I wonder who the British sent to spy on us. Oh, it's the giant black guy. Disguised with dreadlocks. That's the British spy. Because white people are accepted everywhere. You guys can show up in Asia and people will be like, oh, that's probably a guy who just broke up with his girl and is trying to find himself. That's a guy, an expert. He must be an engineer who's going to help us construct some roads. A black guy shows up in Asia, it's only one of two options. It's either Chris Tucker shooting the latest Rush Hour movie or Chris Tucker's brother hanging out while Chris Tucker shoots the latest Rush Hour movie. You guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Howie Mandel here saying thanks for watching, and please click on subscribe, share, enjoy. Do it now. I'm waiting.